Yo, yo, what is good? What is good? Freedom marchers, freedom lovers, freedom family, and freedom fighters. What is good this afternoon? Mm-mm-mm. What is good, you guys? Good law, good law. Last night was a wild night of boxing, wasn't it? Queen Sister Cameron, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully, you can stick around for a little bit because there's one issue I want to touch on that is being highlighted in regards to Keyshawn Davis that I will give no quarter for. I don't give a hot fuck nothing about it. But we're gonna talk about it. Man, last night was a wild night. Queen Sister Shower, how you doing this morning or this afternoon? The chocolate team, you know. Uh Last night was a wild night of boxing. And unfortunately, this goes beyond Keyshawn and Keon Davis. Okay. It goes beyond that because this puts a stain on boxers and black boxers in particular. And they did not represent us well last night. Keyshawn calls himself the businessman, but he did not handle business last night. So little so that he did not even get the fight last night. And that wasn't enough for him. No, not being able to fight last night wasn't enough. When his brother Kelvin got whiz ass upped, right? When he got his ass whiz ass upped by Nahir, Albright, they decided they wanted to roll up into their locker room and get to confronting him and bum rushing him and headbutting him. And that just confirmed. I mean, it was already confirmed with the weight loss or with the coming in overweight, his behavior towards racist Riri, right? And all those other things, all the patterns that he have shown throughout his career, smoking weed and all this other, not necessarily have a problem with smoking weed, but if you smoke weed and you participate in a sport that prohibits you from smoking weed and you voluntarily sign up to participate in that sport, knowing that that is prohibited, then that's on you, right? And we all know by now, right, that marijuana can mask performance-enhancing drugs. And this motherfucker came in 4 pounds overweight. But that wasn't enough for this dude. No, he had to run up on Nahir with his child in tow. Then he had to run up on Nahir's brother with his child in tow. And escalated things so far that the result was they couldn't even enjoy the rest of the fucking card. They could not enjoy they weren't even able to see the young brother Abdullah Mason show out last night. Abdullah Mason stole the show. Abdullah Mason is a problem at 135. And that brother, they could not even enjoy that. But I mean, this is one thing I want to talk about with Keyshawn Davis. Because up to this point, I had no idea that he supposedly has a mental health issue. And I am not apathetic to people with mental health issues, right? Because anybody that goes through shit and acts out can be determined to have a mental health issue, right? I was once considered to have a mental health issue when I was a child. I was called uncorrigible, which is a legitimate mental health issue, right? I acted out all this other shit. It's a behavioral thing. And you know, I'm hearing people use this as an excuse. I'm hearing people use this as an excuse to kind of like cushion the blowback for Keyshawn Davis. And I understand it because he is a black man, right? He's a black man, and a lot of these people that are doing this are also black men. And I get it, right? This is what we want to do. This is what we want to protect our brothers, right? We want to protect our brothers and sisters to no end. And shout out to the Blue Blood Sports TV, man. Oh, by the way, Queen Sister Cameron and Shawa, why don't you drop y'all links in the chat so that you can put your channels up there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why am I not? Oops. I'm trying to. Why is it that I'm unable to? I can't wrench people up on this thing. What the hell? Well, let me go to my phone. Anyway, look, shout out much love and respect to Blue Blood. You know, I was listening to his live stream from last night while I was working out this morning when I was doing my heavy bag drills, right? And you know, he was very disappointed in Keyshawn and Keon. J-Man says Kosal thinks he can do what Ryan do. Did his mama ever him a black man? I don't know. Shawa said first, let me say thank you for your gift, brother. Oh, no problem. You know, hey, Shisha Shawa, I'm about to drop your link. I mean, not drop your link. I'm about to rinse you up. I got to do it from my phone, I guess. I don't know why I can't do it on StreamYard, which is retarded. That doesn't make any sense to me. So now I got to go do it. Hey, why you just busting up in my room now? Hey, excuse me. Don't you have a mama downstairs? Your mama's downstairs. Ugh. Go ahead and have some juice. Put some water in it. Put some water in it. Anyway. What the heck? They just busting up in my room. Y'all ever had that happen? Your kids just bust up in your room like you ain't doing nothing? So here's the problem. Much like I said, I was listening to Blue Blood's live stream, and you know, he was disappointed in them, and he said, you know, he was on the right track, and he was on the right track the whole time, and he said he was not going to turn his back on Keyshawn and whatever the case may be, right? Because people make mistakes, and you know, Walaikum Assalam, brother. King Fuse Lit House was good. Motown 909, what's up? Was good. Braden says, how do you cut weight so fast for a boxer? I'm just asking. Who you mean? You got to be specific, Braden, because I can get Golson. I can give you some information on that. But like I said, you know, I get it, right? Because Blue, you know, he had a rough upbringing to a degree, right? And he's been through things, and like he said, people in his life gave him a second chance and didn't turn their back on him. And look where he is today. And that's absolutely true. But I have to say, right? Salute Trey Titan. I have to say that Keyshawn Davis is not blue blood, right? And Keyshawn probably does need people like blue blood in their corner no matter what. Probably. But if you guys know Blue Blood, he's one of the nicest people in the world. Like he he's a straight up cool dude, right? Now I don't know him personally, but I can tell the type of cat he is. And he goes out of his way not to get into bullshit. And I salute him for that. But Keyshawn Davis is not Blue Blood. I don't know exactly what Blue Blood went through in his life, but I can tell you what I went through in my life to a degree. I can't tell you everything. I was, like I said, when I was a kid, I was at 10 years old, I was taken to a psychiatrist because I was that bad. I was that bad, stealing, breaking shit, getting into fights, all kind of shit, skipping school. Now, thankfully, I never got in no gang, right? Even though I grew up right down the street. I mean, I grew up around gangs my whole life. I don't understand why I can't. I don't understand why I can't. Anyway, it's I don't get it. Anyway, I'm trying to wrench people up. I can't do it from this goddamn StreamYard. I don't understand this. Can super wrenches do that? I don't know, whatever. So I never joined a gang, but I did do bad shit. And by the time I was in my late teens, I got kicked out of the house. I was 15, almost 16 years old when mama sent my ass out the house and put me in group homes. Right? She turned her back on me. To essentially, she said, you know what? I can't deal with your monkey ass no more. Go on here somewhere. Send my ass to some group homes where I got kicked out of group home after group home after group home for doing some crazy shit. Mostly with, things with chicks, right? Because it was like co-op group homes, right? Where I was going to. And it was always just me and some chick doing some shit, getting kicked out. But, I was doing things on the street. I get kicked out of the group home. I'd be on the streets doing what I had to do to survive. And for 2 years, right? I had nobody in my family. I had to make friends on the streets, right? I had to make friends on the streets where we supposedly had each other's back, but we always getting each other in trouble. And, by the time I was a grown ass man, by the time I turned 18, I went to Job Corps. And that's when I really decided to turn my shit around. I went to Job Corps, got into construction, and moved to Arizona at 18 to do electrical work. And then I joined the military 2 years after that. But that whole time, nobody in my family was fucking with me like that. Nobody was fucking with me. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I had to find out on my own. I had to learn on my own that I had to get my shit together. Because at some point, certain things happen. Shit happens in your life that wake you up, that have you going, oh shit, okay. Thank you, Sister Cameron, for sharing it. I mean, most of y'all already know who Shawa is, but I'm a small, tiny channel. But I try to shout other people out when I can. And like I said, I had to do shit on my own. I had to learn on my own. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to turn your back on motherfuckers so that they can find out for themselves. Because if you are there to pick them up every time, because see, Keyshawn got himself in this situation. He got himself in this shit by himself, right? No one told him to smoke marijuana and get suspended. No one told him to coon out for Ryan Garcia, right? He did that on his own. He's a coon, point blank and period. Nobody told him to press Abdullah Mason as though he was going to stay at 135 and fight him next. When he knew the whole time he wasn't about to make weight and that he was not going to stay at 135. He did all these things on his own. He went into Nahir Albright's locker room and attacked him on his own and dragged his brother in the bullshit and had his son around. You know what I'm saying? He did that on his own. So sometimes to have somebody's back, so-called, or sometimes you gotta let the motherfuckers find out on their own. Why are we trying to rescue a motherfucker that's putting himself in these positions time after time? Coincidence the camera, I appreciate that. Trey Titan says, great turnaround. Glad that situation worked out well for you, man. Because even when I got to Arizona, I met this chick. She was Pima Indian and black. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Pima Indians, yo. When you talk about that fire water, it runs through their veins. Now, this was a strategically implemented by the U.S. government, right? When they put these people in reservations and saturated them with alcohol, right? This is what happened. Pima Indian and black. And she was 24, I was 18. And I got with her. And she took me for a ride. I learned a lot from that woman. I learned a lot that she taught me deliberately and inadvertently. Yoda says, so Plant assaults Charlo, it's okay. But Keyshawn approaches Albright and things get out of hand. Now Keyshawn's the bad guy. Yeah, I'm glad you said something about my brother, Caleb Plant. Because we traded Jamal Charlo in for Caleb Plant. Let me tell you about my brother, Caleb Plant. You see, you're leaving out something. Caleb Plant Jamar Charlo put his hands on Caleb Plant in front of his wife first. And then ran off. Jamal Charlo put his hands on Caleb Plant, on his beard. Caleb Plant's a grown-ass man. So, and see how you're trying to diminish what Keyshawn did? He says approach. Approach in what? See this bullshit right here? This is called framing. Yada must be in some type of, this is bullshit right here. Not exactly, Sister Shower. Not even the same situation. Keyshawn is a coon. Absolutely. Shower says, here we go again, bringing up something that has nothing. Exactly. It's called attacking the straw man. That's what he's doing. He's attacking the straw man. He's trying to make it the same thing. He's attacking the straw man by presenting a false parallel. Presenting a false parallel. It's not the same thing. Nahir Albright put his hands on Kelvin in a sanctioned fight. Fight. So that was all good. But Jamal put his hands on Caleb Plant first and then got smacked the fuck up. You know, it is what it is. But anyway. Now, I forgot what I was talking about before he came in here. Now, jokingly grabbed his beard. Man, the delusion. The delusion is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, I think I was talking about my ex-girlfriend. Wow. Like the attacking of the straw man is wild, yo. This is a straw man argument. Grabbed his beard jokingly. Well, apparently Caleb Plant wasn't in on the joke. He wasn't in on the joke. So I had a Pima Indian girlfriend. Man, I tell you, I learned a lot from women. I learned a lot about women from her that she taught me. She put me up on game through her own examples from her own actions and from things she told me. And let me tell you, that was basically the first time I had my heart broken after dealing with her for 2 years. And she had me in some crazy shit. Let me tell you, she had me in some crazy shit that I basically had to join the military to get out of from Arizona. Yeah, she was that was something else. I had to get the hell up out of there. But I'm glad I did, right? Because I joined Job Corps to turn my life around. And then I got right back into some shit that I had to get back out of. It is crazy. Right? Oh, this must be you know what? This might be white bullshit. This might be white bullshit brother or cousin or some shit. Yeah, I was talking about that Native. Yeah, I was talking about her. Yeah, she yeah, I'm telling you, this dude right here, man. I'm telling you, this is white bullshit, white lies. That's who it is. So anyway, man, in every situation that I got myself into, getting myself in trouble, you know, there was no one there to pick me up. I had to do that shit my goddamn self. Not that I'm complaining, I'm glad, because it built resilience in me. It built me into, you know, the man I became, right? Now, here's another thing. These dudes, DB3, apparently didn't grow up with a father. The father wasn't in their life. And Keyshawn went on his rant about not needing fathers and fuck a father and all this silly shit. Just completely, listen, Keyshawn Davis he can't compute real life. He's been in boxing his whole life, pretty much. Now, here's another thing. Keyshawn and his brothers are not street dudes. They're boxers. They're boxers, right? And they have people watching their back 24/7. They got people in their corner. They got people giving them advice. They got Bob Arum on their side. They got the Bud, right? Terrence Crawford. They have Bomac. They got Shakur Stevenson. All them people. And they still, and this is how they behave. Terrence Crawford and Bomac had to go to and apologize to Nahir, Albright, and the brother. So I understand where Blue Blood's coming from, wanting to stay in the pocket, but Keyshawn been out of pocket, and he ain't never came back. Keyshawn Davis is a coon who, in my opinion, and in my mind, is irredeemable gutter trash. I have no time. I agree, Shawa, but they're not going to apologize. Hold on, man. Let me see. Hold on, let me mute my. Hold on, real quick, because this is. Oh man. Let me tell you something. Keyshawn Davis talked about him not making weight. And there was zero contrition in his voice. But these niggas is irredeemable. They are not going to learn from this because they're going to have people wiping their assholes for the rest of their life. Now, Keyshawn is going to be able to come back. He's going to fight at 140. He's probably going to knock some bum out. And, you know, people are going to try to pick him up, right? People are going to try to, they're still going to fuck with him, is my point. He's not going to learn from this because, you know, people think that he's not going to receive the same level of protection as Ryan Garcia, and that might be true. But all Keyshawn has to do is fight somebody. He has to fight somebody. They love it when these people love it when they get up in here. When they have people like Keyshawn cooning out. See, when you coon out like Keyshawn, you are a level above someone who doesn't coon out. But you'll never be at the level of the others, right? You'll never be at that level, right? And even Ryan Garcia is at a level higher than Keyshawn, but even he won't be at the level of one of the others, like a Lomachenko. They'll never get there. But as long as Keyshawn Davis continues to show his ass, see, they're going to trust me on this. Yeah, they might go in on Keyshawn, right? Like Timothy Bradley did. Because Timothy never went in on Ryan Garcia like he went in on Keyshawn, right? Never went in on him like that. Never did. And he went in on, from what I heard, he went in on Keyshawn Davis. Now I didn't watch it because I didn't watch it yet, but I'm gonna watch it right here. Yada says crazy because this type of stuff happens in UFC face-offs all the time. What is you talking about? What does that have to do with this? Here we go with attacking the straw man again. So you're telling me that a UFC fighter who came in overweight and couldn't fight, had a brother fight and lose, and went and go to attack the winner's brother backstage. That's what you telling me? Give me an example give me an analogy that fits the parameters of what I just told you about. What we're talking about is a man whose brother lost, so they went to attack the winner. Give me an example of that. Use some names. Give me some names in the UFC. And then we'll talk about it. But these false analogies got to stop. Queen Sister Cameron says, I plan on doing a video providing my clinical opinion regarding his behaviors. It's sad because I don't believe he has any insight. He might need some insight. He might need it. But here's my question. Everybody's talking about his mental illness. He has to be aware that he has a mental illness. It's safe to assume for me, in my opinion, that he is aware of his own mental illness since everybody else is aware of it. And my question would be, if he has a mental illness that causes him to act in this way, how is it that he's a professional boxer? Because I remember they mentioned that about another boxer. They said that about another boxer who had some type of health issues. I forgot who it was. But I'm like, well, how are they boxing then? How are they boxing and how are they in the sport if they have these conditions? See, this is the problem. If Keyshawn legitimately has mental health issues, then they need to start screening boxers for this type of shit. Shawa says, J-Man anime protagonists are annoying as hell. Smart heroes that are dumb as hell. That's funny. Absolutely. I agree. King Fuse's Lit House is straight up being a coon. So, I mean, they give everybody mental health issues nowadays. You can go talk to somebody. They'll find you a mental health issue and give you some drugs. They'll just find one. Okay, well, you got this, you got that. You got borderline personality. What does that mean? Borderline personality disorder. That means you're an asshole. Antisocial disorder. You're an asshole. You don't like people, right? You're an introvert. When people talk to you, you say, shut the fuck up. That's, you know what I'm saying? Shawa says, I'm chalking this up to being young with no boundaries and full of oneself. And that's exactly what it is. So he has to learn a lesson. Until he shows that he's learned a lesson and he has turned himself around, then that's not what it's all about. He has to, right? These things are true. He's 26 years old, though. He's 26 years old. Abdullah Mason is 21 and acts with a lot of decorum and is, he is a perfect example of how one should behave outside of the ring, right? But we know that Abdullah Mason's father is in his life. That's one thing. That's one thing that has to be considered. Like my father wasn't in my life. My father left when I was 4 years old, and I didn't see him again until I was 24. And then after that, it was one day I went to his house. I took this chick I was dating. Went to his house. This whole time, I didn't know where this motherfucker was. This whole time, he was living in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom's was in like Windsor Hills, which is close to Crenshaw Slauson. He lives in Inglewood, it's 20 minutes away. But he's been living in Inglewood for like 10, 15 years. So he was that close to me my whole childhood. But I never saw him. You know what I'm saying? Now I had a stepdaddy. I had a couple stepdaddies, you know what I'm saying? My stepdaddy would, when I get out of line, he beat my ass. Beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? I had experiences with my stepdad and my mama that taught me not to snitch. You know what I'm saying? That got me to not trust in the police. So, that's what I'm saying, King Fuse Lit House. I showed y'all the video. I showed y'all the contrast between how he pressed Abdullah Mason and how he pressed Teofimo Lopez on stage, right next to each other. I showed y'all the differences. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Shawa, they really need to start screening for mental health. But they don't care about none of that. They don't care. They just want to make money off these dudes. Queen Sister Cameron, what's you saying no about? What I do? What happened? What happened? What was it? Honestly, the truth of it is the old world is fading, and a lot of these dudes got to go with the old world. They are loyal to a system that must die. I agree. The system does have a lot to do with it. Shawa says the world is full of mentally ill folks. I do believe. I think it's brought on by situations our society has presented over time, though. Absolutely. Because society is completely different than what it was back when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? In the 80s and 90s, I look back at it because I got kids now. I got 6 kids. And I'm like, if my kids had to go through the shit that I went through when I was a kid, I would have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? I would have a heart attack. Like we used to go outside. We used to go get on the bus and go everywhere. We used to just go do whatever we wanted at 8, 9, 10 years old. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We was all just doing shit out in the world. You know? And then don't get into it when I was a teenager. Cutting up and doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing. Man. When I was a baby, they didn't have car seats. They did not have car seats. They put my ass in a drawer on the floor of the car. You understand what I'm talking about? And we just grew up different. No car seats. Some of it just can't cope and suppress better than others. Absolutely. This is true. There are a lot of nuances to everything. There are a lot of factors that we don't know about. There are a lot of factors about Keyshawn that we don't know about. But he acts out. Like I said, when I knew dudes like Keyshawn growing up. And they were not the most stable people, but neither was I. Right? J-Man says, oh, you're not talking to me. That's funny, Shower. King Fuser says, you used to live in the 60s and the 40s. Oh, word? No shit. Yeah, I grew up all up in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Crenshaw Saucon, 54th. 54th and Mullen. That's where my house was. And yeah, that's 54th and Mullen, right? You go on the other side of Saucon into the 60s, there's a whole different ball of wax. Yeah, I grew up all up in that. Yep. Yes, sir. Thankfully, I never had to. You know, I used to think gangs was stupid growing up. I was like, them motherfuckers stupid. Banging over, killing each other over blocks and colors. Fuck out of here. My definitions of personality disorders. Well, I'm no expert like you are, but shit. To me, I mean, when somebody says, man, you got borderline personality disorder, that means you asshole. That means you don't like people. I am a misanthrope myself. I am a bit of a misanthrope. Dead Mike, you a number one troll, bro. We don't know what was said. They do have Albright on camera throwing a punch. Oh no. Yo, this dude right here, man. Yo, you need to get on Keyshawn's you need to be his publicist. This dude right here, Yada, man. Yo. Yo, salute to you, bro. Cause yeah, you need to be on his payroll. Shower, Dead Mike is a he is my number one troll. He's a troll. He's a troll. He likes to come through and talk shit. He likes to talk shit. You never know what he's gonna troll about when he comes up. It is what it is. Oh yeah, he got on the cake for show. Let Devin have done all this shit. Let Devin do all this. He would be in here blasting Devin. Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Dead Mike. Dead Mike is a troll. Oh, Dead Mike. Dead Mike is from the days when I used to go in on this chomo named Mighty Mouse. Yeah. Before we ran his ass off YouTube. And so now he's trying to use his son YouTube to put out content. Because he can't have his own YouTube channel because he's a chomo. That's where Dead Mike's coming from. Devin did do it at a carnival. These false parallels, bro. Can we stop it? This is not the same. This is not the same shit. He did not do this at a carnival. And look, let me tell you something. I did. Nahir said he tried to swing, but his people got in the way. And so what? That's what, if he hit Keyshawn, that's what Keyshawn would deserve. So, listen, with all that being said, with all the mental health talk and all that, and, you know, not knowing, we don't know, right? We don't know what Keyshawn's going to do, but we do know what he's putting out there. And what I know is, I don't fuck with a Keyshawn. I never really did. To me, he was always just talking shit. It was never like, when did you ever back up the shit you was talking? You was talking shit about Devin, but then you came out and told what did he told Andre Ward that he knew he couldn't fuck with Devin, but he was just talking shit. Let me tell you why I believe he knew he couldn't fuck with Devin because they sparred and he whooped his ass. And Devin was probably going easy. And Keyshawn was probably trying to go hard. He got his ass whooped. That's what I think happened. Yeah. Cameron says they just, yes. DB for diabolical behavior. Yes. I like that. I like that. For sure. Shawa says, and Nahir's brother did go out and retaliate, but he didn't start that mess. He had on the purple shirt, as he should. As he should. Listen, if you go put your hands on me, it is what it is.
Getting escorted out by
like this. As a matter of fact, let me show y'all this right now. I'm gonna show y'all. I know I'm all over the place, but you know, I don't have a script, and I'm just rocking with y'all, and I'm bouncing off of you guys. All right, so here is Nahir's brother. I don't know his name. Y'all know his name? I don't know his name. But this is him talking about getting escorted out.
Getting escorted out by security.
There's a
yo.
Bro had his shoes off. Had his shoes off. Look.
Security.
He was getting down, bro. He got his shoes.
Who got the strap?
But good for him. Now they were saying that there was one thing that said that they got escorted out for their safety, which is wild work, right? Because they're there for a purpose. They're there to conduct business. Like it or not, professional boxing is a business. They're there to conduct business. I went in that ring with your brother. I whooped his ass in a sanctioned 12-round bout. Or was it 12 round or 10-rounder? I forgot. But nonetheless, I whooped your brother's ass. So now I'm going to my locker room so I can freshen up and get out of there. They look, don't they look? They look damn near close to alike. They look, look. That's his brother. That's not him though. But I mean, this is crazy, right? Yes, these things. There are backstage fights. There are, all these things happen. They fight on the ice rink in hockey. They do that. But this is, and it's not right when that happens. It's not right when it happens at a UFC event. It's not right when it like when Khabib and them whooped on Conor McGregor, and there was a Conor and Khabib had to jump out and try to do a goddamn flying fist at somebody. Like this shit, it wasn't right when that happened. But hey, this dude was minding he was minding his business. He was minding his business in the locker room, enjoying their victory. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. That's true, J-Man. And guess what? Conor McGregor had to go to jail. When this happened, Conor McGregor went to jail, and they had to go to court. And the folks that was with Conor McGregor went to jail too. They got sued. So if you want to use an example, Mr. Yada, tell me about this. How did this work out for Conor McGregor? How did this work out? There are consequences when this happens. And there should be consequences for Keyshawn Davis. Right? Conor got white privilege, but he had to go to jail though, didn't he? And he got sued. He got sued because there were fighters on that bus that had nothing to do with his beef with Khabib. King Fuses Lit House says McGregor is a horrible true representation of Europe. What they really are when they have money. He's new money in Europe. His people come from the peasant class, real life Remick from Sinners. No, yeah, exactly. He did not have, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was ignorant. Conor McGregor was a nigga. You know what I'm talking about? In Europe. He's Irish. They are considered to be the N-words of Europe. But nonetheless, he got all that money, talking all that shit. But I will say this about Conor McGregor. When Conor McGregor talks shit to fighters, elite fighters, he fought them elite fighters and whooped their ass. And he also got his ass whooped by elite fighters. He got his ass whooped by Nate Diaz. I'm a little bit into the UFC, not too much, not too heavy. But Conor McGregor fought people. And for the most part, when he talked shit to a fighter, it was to fighters that he was getting ready to fight and wanted to fight next. And he actually got to fighting the motherfuckers next. Yada, I don't know. What is this? You thought you ate with this comment? What is this supposed to say? Yo, you all over the place. What does this mean? Okay. I just said Conor McGregor. When he talking shit, he fight motherfuckers, whether he get his ass whooped or not. Whether he get his ass whooped or not, he fights people. But what does Keyshawn do? He fights the fighter that just got through fighting his brother in a locker room with a headbutt. He is a piece of shit. I don't care nothing about his so-called mental health issues. He's 26 years old. At 26 years old, you know what I was doing? Being a grown-ass man. And nobody was treating me like a fucking kid. Most 26-year-old men I know do not receive this amount of protection from other grown-ass men. Look at this. He's a grown-ass man. He is not a kid. He's a kid to me because he's a little over half my age. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a kid. King Fuses Lit House says, I can't get into UFC. I feel like it was created because white boys struggling to throw in from the shoulders. They always want to. And that's why I don't like that shit. That's why I'm not really into it. I only like watching stand-up fighters. Now, and that's what I like about Conor McGregor. He was more stand-up. But that's why when I start my other channel, when I get my other channel going, I'm going to be focusing a lot on Muay Thai. I love Muay Thai. I told you guys about this before. I will start doing content about Muay Thai because Muay Thai don't get the shine it needs to get in America, right? Now there is professional Muay Thai fights in America, but it's kind of like scattered and disjointed. There is no it's not like boxing or it's not like the UFC, right? They do like one championship. They have Muay Thai bouts, right? But they do have some great Muay Thai fights. What's the name fights in one championship? Lurdzilla did. I'm horrible with names right now. Anyway, they do have some great Muay Thai fights in one championship, but I just love Muay Thai. I prefer Muay Thai over jiu-jitsu and whatever. But I'm a boxing and Muay Thai man. I train in boxing and Muay Thai myself. So that's why I love it so much. I love Muay Thai. But I would like to see Muay Thai get some shine in America. You know what I'm saying? Because it's dope as fuck. And there are so many things you can do with Muay Thai. There's so many different styles. The first live stream I'm gonna do about Muay Thai is I'm gonna go into the different styles of Muay Thai. And then I'm gonna tell y'all what my style is. King Fuser Lit House says, "Oh yeah, you ran about a boxing." Yes, Conor McGregor started off as a boxer. Oh yeah, no, he definitely not for a boxer, right? He wouldn't make it in professional boxing, as we saw. J-Man, Muay Thai is one of the best. Rod Tang, yes. Rod Tang is in one championship. Dead Mike, for once, saying something useful. Yes, Muay Thai is indeed one of the best forms of fighting. Because you can kick, you can elbow, you can knee, you can sweep, you can throw. You know what I'm saying? You can clinch, all that. It's just, I love it. And you can incorporate different styles into it, right? Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeff Chan. Jeff Chan, he was in the one championship, I believe. But he had a very short career. He focused on doing content. But my style is close to what Jeff Chan's style is when using Muay Thai. So I don't necessarily use traditional Muay Thai. Traditional Muay Thai is basically you just stand there in front of each other and kick and punch and knee and elbow, just going at it, right? There's really no slipping. There's no backpedaling. There's no lateral movement necessarily, right? You're just standing there. You're just going hard, right? Kicking. I mean, that's traditional Muay Thai. You straight up the middle, right? But yeah. Yada asked, do I think Keyshawn should get a fine or suspension? I think yes, I believe he should. And if he comes back and get his shit together, then he can continue his career. That's what I think should happen. I don't want to throw him away because at first I was like, man, throw that whole motherfucker away. That's what I was saying about. That's what just right before I started the live stream, I said, throw the whole motherfucker away. But you know, there are people, right, like some of the others that will do the same shit Keyshawn just did, and no one would bat an eye, right? So I think he should get suspended and fined. And if he can show any level of remorse or any contrition, okay, well, yeah, come back. But guess what? When you come back, you're not going to be in the rankings, though. You got to start from the bottom. You got to work your way up. Not the bottom, but outside the top 15, right? You should not be ranked. And you got to work your way up. You know what I'm saying? You got stripped. You came in overweight. Then the next day, when you're supposed to be fighting, you attack another fighter, right? You attack another fighter. You drag your brother into it. You drag your kid into it. You create all this chaos and issues. No, man, you got to face the consequences. Yeah, but me personally, he can get suspended, get fined, and come back and continue his career, but he'll never get my support. Keith Lit House says they may not do either to Keyshawn. Honestly, false supremacists love ninjas. Like, I know, that's what I was saying. They will uplift him to a degree. And look, he attacked a brother. He attacked one of his, you know what I'm saying? He attacked another black man. But he never would do something like that to another. No, I don't think, no. I don't think he should have got. Didn't we just talk about this Caleb Plant? No, I don't think the brother Caleb Plant shouldn't have got suspended. No. Who else did he slap? He slapped Jamal Charlo because Jamal Charlo put his hands on him. Who else did he slap? Are you talking about when he threw that bottle at Ryan Garcia? No, I don't think he should get suspended for throwing a bottle at a guy who got suspended for being a drug cheat. Nope. That's what I'm, J-Man, this dude's attacking the straw man. That's all he's doing. Dead Mike says, see, this is what I'm talking about. Wait, hold on. This is what I'm talking about, Dead Mike. Caleb Plant is my favorite black fighter. Just a troll, bro. Y'all can't take Dead Mike seriously. Well, I think he did get fined, didn't he? Didn't he get fined? That was for a build up to a fight. He got hit. First of all, I believe he missed, right? I think he got, Caleb Plant missed because Canelo, right? Canelo leaned back, right? He pulled and countered and smacked the shit out of Caleb Plant, broke his glasses. I don't think that counts because Canelo got his lick back immediately. I think that, and then he knocked him out. I think Caleb Plant, I think it is wild. I think Caleb Plant, he got what he had coming from that. You tried to smack Canelo, and Canelo smacked your ass in return. It is what it is. There you go with that. But no, I don't think you should get suspended for smacking Jamal Charlo. No, Jamal Charlo disrespected him. And that's another coon, Jamal Charlo, that I can't fuck with. See, boxing can still fuck with these guys, but I'm not fucking with them. Right? I'm not fucking with them. Now I want to see what Timokoon Bradley has to say about this because I haven't seen it yet. So I want to see what he's talking about. Now, mind you guys, this guy wants to come out of retirement and fight the young black Jesus, as Sugar Free Mars would call him, Devin Haney. Jay, see, there you go, just busting up in my room again. Just bust up in here. Why not, son? What's up? Did you do your checklist? Did you brush your teeth? Then why are you asking me for a work phone? Go ahead. Yeah, you forgot. So here we go. This guy wants to come out of retirement and fight. Oh man, Devin Haney, because no one's afraid of Devin Haney. Yet no one on Devin's list has come out to say, "All right, I'll fight you." Yada. What was the circumstances of this? Who spit and slapped? Who spit on and slapped Klitschko? I don't understand what you're bringing this shit up for. You bringing this to me like I'm a commission, like I belong to some commission. I have no power in boxing whatsoever. I'm saying that I'm not fucking. Because see, there's a pattern of behavior. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, there is a pattern of behavior from a Keyshawn Davis that has led me to believe that Keyshawn is an irredeemable piece of gutter trash. Right? So, but outside of that, he came in overweight, unprofessional. Right? He was arrogant about it. When he was interviewed, he said it is what it is. Oh, I know I couldn't wait to make the weight. He felt nothing about it. Then when his brother loses, he attacks the winner. I mean, there is a pattern of behavior from this dude. On top of him licking the taint of Ryan Garcia, right? He licked Ryan Garcia's taint on that live stream. Oh, you funny, man. Oh, you funny. Oh, you funny. Can we fight? Oh, can you fight me, Ryan? Get the fuck out of here. Keyshawn is out of here. Okay? I don't care what happens to Keyshawn from here on out. I never really did. It is what it is. You see, we have this thing where, okay, we don't understand that all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. All skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Keyshawn Davis is not, he's not kinfolk, right? He's not. Just like, right? Just like other turncoats. What? Let me ask you something. Do you know who Fred Hampton is? Fred Hampton Sr.? Do you know who that is? Fred Hampton Sr. was a Black Panther in Chicago. And he had a right-hand man. His right-hand man that he rode with for most of his life got pinched by the Pope, by the feds. The feds turned him into a traitor. Yes, William O'Neill. William O'Neill is darker than me. William O'Neill is darker than me. But he got his brother, Fred Hampton Sr., killed by the FBI with his child in the house. Just let him in there, just got him blasted. Fred Hampton Sr. was murdered by the feds because of black men, right? Malcolm X was murdered by black men. What was it? But they were black. Whether they were influenced by the pigs, whether they were influenced by the FBI or the government. Free Ray Rick, the prolific drug dealer, introduced crack cocaine into black neighborhoods. Crack cocaine. He's a black man. He destroyed entire neighborhoods. He destroyed entire cities with crack. Now, heroin was already there, right? We already had heroin. We already had cocaine. But the further degradation to the black community via crack was introduced by Free Ray Rick. Yes, the CIA was involved. The government was involved. He was aided and abetted. Yes, you had Derek Farrell, right? Derek Farrell was involved. Yes, all these things were in play. But just because you were influenced and paid and all these things by the government does not mean that you had to participate, right? Well, who's paying and influencing Keyshawn Davis to act in the manner he's acting? Is he doing that on his own? That makes it even worse, doesn't it? William O'Neill later started hearing voices in the 80s, couldn't deal with the guilt, and ran out into traffic and got murked. Glorious day. Absolutely. That was a glorious day indeed. Now, help me understand. AJ Moore says, more facts. People glazing him too. They glazing who? William O'Neill? I hope not. I appreciate that, AJ Moore. Yeah, Shaw, they should ban him. Ban his ass. Ban him. Let him get banned and suspended. You know, I would go as far as to say a lifetime ban. I mean, come on now. Just like I said, that there should be a lifetime ban for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia should never be able to. Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez should be a lifetime ban as well because he has demonstrated that he's a racist motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn the Coon needs to be banned just for his actions. Just for his actions over the last 2 or 3 days. You understand what I'm talking about? So all these black traitors throughout history, right? We should, and when are we going to learn from this? Oh, you were talking about Freeway Rick? Oh, yeah, of course they glazed Freeway Rick. But see, Freeway Rick turned his life around, right? He did do damage to the community with help. Yes. But he turned his life around, and now he's rehabilitated. Hopefully he's not doing that no silly shit like that, or hopefully he's not. I don't really pay attention to what Freeway Rick is doing these days, but I would hope that he's out there spreading the message to not do this to your community. I'm hoping that he will go out and say this is what you should not do within the community. Absolutely. They're still, of course, they glazed Freeway Rick. How many rappers tried to name themselves after him? Shit's crazy. But see, they're not glorifying and praising the redeemed, rehabilitated Freeway Rick. No, they are glazing the Freeway Rick that before he went to prison. Before he went to prison. You know what I'm saying? I know he goes on. Does he go on what's the name? Black TV or some shit sometimes? But the bottom line is, man, we as a black community have to stop. Listen. Hold on. Erykah Badu said something very poignant in one of her songs. She said, if you think about turning back, we got the shotgun on your back. Motherfuckers like this guy has that Tim McCoon Bradley. He turned his back on us. Now, I'm not saying we need to put a shotgun on his back. That's really like a metaphor, right? Right? That means that you X him out. X him out. King Fuse Lit House says Keyshawn represents the ignorant black buck on the plantation that was lifted up because of his physical attributes, but ignorant. He thinks his talent and his charm and cooning ingratiates him. Oh, that's what they all believe. But when it all comes crashing down, who are they gonna look at? When it all comes crashing down around them, they always go back. They always try to come back. They put a kufi on, right? They put on some red, black, and green attire and shit. No, you can't do that. No, we done with you. You got to cut them out like a cancer, right? You got to cut them out like a cancer. I got a coworker. He got testicular cancer. He got testicular cancer, stage 2. Now it only goes to stage 2. Testicular cancer only goes to stage 2. And anyway, he got fucking ball cancer. The first thing I said was cut that motherfucker out. If they told me you got testicular cancer, take that motherfucker. Take both of them. Take both my balls, and I'll get on TRT. Because it's just they're 2 balls. I got 6 kids. I don't need no more kids. Shit. Take these motherfuckers right now. Shit. The only reason I keep my balls because I want my natural testosterone. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, if you discover a cancer and it's still in the early stages and it's operable, why blast yourself with radiation? Why blast yourself with chemo? When you could just cut that motherfucker out. Cut it out. Unless it's inoperable, like in the brain or something like that, in a certain area of the brain, then you ain't got no choice but to try to do that. But man, shit. This is a testicular cancer. Tim McCoon Bradley is testicular cancer. Stage 1. Keyshawn Davis is stage 1 testicular cancer. Cut that motherfucker out. Plenty more. You got 6 kids, and you got 2 testicular cancer tumors in your balls. Cut them bitches. Yeah, cut them out. Cut them out. Which you don't need them. So what does he have to say about Keyshawn? Cut them motherfuckers right on out of here. That's I'm trying to tell you. I told my coworker, I said, bruh, if they told me I had testicular cancer, I say just take the ball. Take both balls. I'll be a eunuch, goddamn it. Because I'm not trying to have that shit spread to my prostate, spread, you know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Take them shits. Yeah, he's a ball sack tumor. Look at him. What is this? You want to fight Devin? Look at you, bro. Where your neck at? He ain't got no neck. But he want to fight Devin. Where your neck at, bro? Anyway, Hood Rich. This motherfucker. This dude right here, man. He just irks me. He irks me. What do you got to say? Oh, hold on.
You still things being worked out. Keyshawn coming overweight. De Los Santos and Keyshawn fight still kind of in jeopardy just a little bit. What's your thoughts overall on the whole situation?
I just think it's kind of ironic that the last time we was here was the other way around.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking ironic, and he wasn't happy about it at all. Mm-hmm. You know, he was not happy.
Oh, he talking about Lemos. Interesting. He said Keyshawn was not happy about the Lemos thing. Lemos coming in overweight. I bet he wasn't.
About it. And, you know, he got extra money and he took the fight. You know, Keyshawn came through with his deal, even though he was on the other end of it. Now, let's see if De Los Santos takes the fight. But, you know, look, I'm a fighter. I understand. You know, let's say if we give him the benefit of the doubt, he tried to make the weight. Dancing all this in the third, right? That's bullshit. You on the other side? That's bullshit. You didn't try to make the weight. Why you signed a contract for 135 and put your title on the line if you knew you wasn't gonna make the weight to begin with? If you knew you were struggling to make the weight to begin with? So that's what I.
Did he say this about Ryan? Did he say this about Ryan Garcia? No Cap Entertainment was good, bro. Appreciate that. No Cap Media. Appreciate that. Yes, Timbo's a weirdo. Did he say this shit about Lemos? Did he say this about Ryan Garcia? Shawa says, I've spoken the irony of that mess. I guess because he beat Lemos, he assumed Edwin. No, fuck all that, man. Yeah. First of all, Lemos came down from 140. So, you know, he had more of an excuse than Keyshawn. There is no excuse. Number one, there is no excuse. You're contracted to go down to that weight. There is no excuse. But this dude, I mean, Keyshawn was, you look, he just fought Baranchik at the correct weight a few months ago. You know, I mean, come on, bro. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, she did indeed speak on it. Man, can somebody drop Shawa's channel, please? Y'all go check her out. She's very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. She watches all the fights. You know what I'm saying? She watches all the fights, and she needs, she should have a lot more subscribers than she do, because there are a lot more people. There are content creators out there that talk about excuse me, son. You just gonna bust up in here again? Can you not next time? That she has a lot more knowledge and whatnot than some, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a boxing content creator. I'm not a boxing YouTuber. Just so y'all, I enjoy boxing, and I love watching boxing content creators that I know ain't full of shit, like Shawa, all the LDBC, you know, BFTB, Drew Titan, Champ Side, 7-8, you know. I mean, it's dwindling. Oh, Stormy B-Man. Y'all definitely need to check him out, right? Boxing knowledge out the ass. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, King Fuse Lit House. J-Man, can you drop Shawa's link so that King Fuse Lit House can go check her out? I don't know why I can't wrench her up, but as soon as I do another vertical live, Queen Sister Shawa, I will wrench you up. because it's crazy. I think I can do it from one of your comments that you left. But anyway, J-Man, if you still in here, drop her. You know what? What am I talking about? Anyway, let's continue listening to this.
What I would say in return is that it's bullshit. It's very unprofessional. You're supposed to make that weight. Period. Hands down. I don't give a damn. You supposed, hey, if you cross.
Oh, he don't give a damn. Look how he getting ready to go in. Look at him. He getting ready to go in on Keyshawn.
If he crawling on all fours to the scale, then I'm saying, damn, he tried to make the weight, but it was too much for him. But he wasn't crawling on the scales at all. At all. So, like, look, say what you want to say. I have my opinion about it. Some fighters, quote unquote, grow out of weights, and that does happen. They grow out of the weight class, absolutely, for sure. He is a big 135 pounder, and he has been at 135 his entire career. However, he's been busy. He's been busy. It's not like he's been sitting for 2 years. He's been busy. This is his third fight this year. So he's kind of ran camp into camp into camp. So he should have been.
Tim McCoon is right about that, though. He has been active. Keyshawn has been active. He's been active. He fought 3 times this year. There really is no excuse. But like I said, the reason I wanted to look at this is because he did not go in like this on other fighters. On one of the other fighters, Ryan Garcia, Lemos, whoever else. He did not go in like this.
Able to make that weight or even come closer to that weight. 4 pounds, that's an embarrassment, man. 1 pound, I can understand. I can understand some ounces, maybe even 2 pounds. But 3-4 pounds and up, man, no, bro. That's not professional at all, bro. And it's wrong, and it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. I guess now we're going to see if De Los Santos going to take the fight. He has a decision to make. I know he's been out for a very long time. Look, he can save the show or not. It's up to him and his team, And look, he ain't got no check in 2 years. He needs the money. So he's kind of put in a position to where he has to take the fight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, hey, shame on you, Keyshawn.
This dude right here, man. This dude right here. King Fusillit House says, I used to love boxing, but the politics and the coon shit doesn't allow me to enjoy it anymore. That's why I'm talking about these other channels, man. You need to check these channels out. I know you subscribe to some of them. I know you do. But definitely check out Shower. Check out Stormy B Man as well. If you want. Because there is boxing going on where none of this shit's involved.
Shame on you. You talking about you the businessman?
None of the politics, none of the bullshit, none of the Keyshawns, none of the TOs. They're just, these are lesser known fights. And these are the type of fights that Queen's sister Shawa, Stormy B-Man cover, for those that might be interested. So y'all go check her. Go check her out. You know what I'm saying? She handling business. Exactly, Shawa. Exactly. But this is par for the course for
man, dog.
Par for the course for Tim McCoon Bradley.
You ain't acting like the businessman. You dropped the ball right here, man.
Was it a little too premature to bring up the Abdullah Mason stuff too? Like knowing that if you couldn't make the weight, because the perspective I think a lot of fight fans kind of was like Keyshawn punked Abdullah. He said, "Hey, you want to fight? I'll make the fight next." Yada yada, but then doesn't make the weight after. Is that kind of help Abdullah in a sense, and kind of?
It don't help. It don't help. It don't help Abdullah. It don't none of that. Abdullah Mason will take the fight. He would. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
What? How does it not help? I just dropped Stormy B-Man's link too. So J-Man dropped Shawas, and I just dropped Stormy B-Man. So hey, that's some real boxing content there. Not to say the others aren't, but they cover real boxing as well. But they stick to the mainstream and they counter the bullshit that is being thrown out there about boxing, right? Whereas Shaw is more focused on strictly covering boxing content, just like Stormy B-Man. You know what I'm saying? They cover all the bases. So y'all go check her out. It's more so I'm tired of seeing brothers get caught up in the blender of business and of boxing. I don't believe in the notion make lemonade out of lemons. F them lemons. I heard that, man. Hey, I'm with you 100%. Yes, Shawa hates the drama. She will not talk about it on her channel. I mean, she's real about her shit. Like, she'll talk about the real shit. Don't get it twisted, right? She real about hers, but yeah, y'all go check her out. What else this dude got to say, man?
So I personally think if the fight was to be made, or if he really serious about what he's talking about, he'll make the fight at 140. You know, if Abdullah is fighting at 35, because I know he look like he's big and he's outgrown the weight class, he'll fight him. I promise you, no problem. He'll step in the ring with him. For sure he'll fight him. But Keyshawn, look, this is competition. Keyshawn should have been worrying about weight, making weights. That's what he should have been worrying about. Not worrying about Abdullah and what Abdullah is bringing and what he's doing and yada yada. I mean, keep your head on in the right direction, my guy, Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? You got business to take care of with De Los Santos, who ain't no easy task. Who's not an easy task, man? De Los Santos is lethal with both those hands, man. He got speed and punching power. You know?
I think you described it as like he's quick to the draw. He has a good left hand, a good right hand as well.
Yeah, he double fisted for sure. Double fisted, quick to the draw, gets there. I would say somewhat
double fisted. What the hell? Now let me ask y'all something, man. Have y'all ever heard that term used in boxing? Double fisted. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think I ever heard that. You subscribe to 78BF, Drew, Champside, you and Shawa. Yes, check out Sugar Free Mars. I'll drop her link as well. Oh, yeah, she goes in. She goes in. And here's another one. Here's another good one right here. Scrapbook Boxing. Scrapbook Boxing. He's a boxing historian. Boxing historian. Great content. Check out him. Shout we. Yeah, I ain't never heard that used in boxing. Double fisted? That's crazy. I ain't never heard that. What? Scrapbook boxing is, double fisted is crazy. Double fisted is crazy. So yeah, if you want to get nostalgic with your boxing, check out Scrapbook Boxing. Check out Scrapbook. And let me see. Let me go to Sugar Free Mars and share her link as well. Yes. I will share her channel. Yeah, she goes in. She definitely goes in. She don't play about her, so she's unadulterated. Sugar Free Mars right here. Just dropped her link. So yeah, y'all got there goes some good boxing content creators, man. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Champside BF. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. And yeah. So anyway, I think I'm going ahead in this, man. My kids are now ready. We're gonna watch some movies. Me and the fam gonna watch some movies and enjoy the rest of the day. It was storming out early. We were supposed to go to the lake, but it started storming and raining real hard. So we're gonna hang in and enjoy some movies. That's crazy, Shawa. That's crazy. Double fisted. I ain't never heard that.
predictable though, but at the same time, he's still a guy that everybody respects in the game. A real fighter, they know that De Los Santos is legit. He's a legit fighter. They know. You know, Keyshawn is a good fighter too, man. He's a good fighter. He got a lot of skills, ton of skills. But look, we'll see. But that's who he needs to worry about. He don't need to be worrying about no Abdullah Mason and trying to put that kid on play. See, Abdullah is not one that was taught. Abdullah ain't about no nonsense.
Who's Abdullah? Who can y'all tell me who Abdullah is? Who Abdullah is? I ain't never heard that one. Who is he? A new fighter? Abdullah? I appreciate that, King Fuses. You want to watch that? You want to watch that Captain America? I think it's on Prime right now. I think you can go ahead and rent that. Oh, you watched it? Wait. Oh, you watched it last night, King Fuses? Was it good? Oh, you have it? Yeah. We probably gonna check that out. I'm interested to see what they do with that Red Hulk. I'm a movie buff myself as well. I love to read. I love movies. And I actually wrote a book too. I got a published book. I published me a book. Fiction. It's on Amazon right now. I don't ever promote it, man. I keep forgetting. I'm not a good self-promoter at all. The Stephen Brothers fanboys be tweaking. Oh, yeah. Steven Rogers. Yeah, man. Yeah, they try their hardest, man. They don't like it. They act like the Falcon has never been Captain America. They act like Falcon has never been Captain America in the comic books. They try to, you know what I mean? And when they talk about it, oh, it was this and it wasn't that good. It didn't do that well. Okay, in your opinion, whatever. It's like all three, right? It's a science fiction. It's not really horror, but there is some horror elements to it. Yeah, it's let's see. I can actually I'm going ahead. It is a science fiction's. It's mostly science fiction, but there's also some supernatural element to it. It's underlying supernatural elements. It's not really highlighted, right? It's very subtle if you pay attention. So it's called The Seeds of Dark Matter. But it is the first book of an entire universe I'm creating. So I'm creating an entire universe that is going to span multiple universes. Oh, really? Okay, let me see. What the hell? Yeah, so but yeah, it's actually free on Kindle right now. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to check it out, you ain't even got to pay for it. Let me see. Copy link. If y'all want to go check it out on Kindle, y'all got Kindle, y'all can check it out for free. And you know, I just want people to read it and leave reviews, because I do plan on expanding it. I do plan on doing different things with it. I do want to re-release it. I appreciate that, King Fuse Lit House. I want to do a re-release. I want to do a new edition of the book. That's a little more, because I hired an editor, right, to do the editing, and I did not appreciate the work that she did. I paid her like $2,000, and I don't really think she did that great. And I had to go in and tweak some stuff myself, but I had to stop, because every time you go, if you've ever written a manuscript, every time you go in there, you're going to find something, and you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to make it the most perfectly grammatical book. It's not going to happen. So I had to stop myself and just release it. It took me, King Fuses, it took me, Past Nation was good. I appreciate the super chat, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you for dropping that super chat, brother. It took me like, I want to say a year. It took me a year. I finished it in 2015, and I think I released it. I released it on Amazon in, like, I forgot exactly, 2018 or something like that. I'm currently writing this second book. I'm currently writing part 2. I'm more than halfway done. It's just it's hard to like get back in there and just finish it. But if I just sat down and took 2 or 3 months, I could finish it in 2 or 3 months. But like I said, right now I'm trying to get it. I shopped it to this dude. His name is Eric July. He has a YouTube channel. It's called God damn it. What's the name of his YouTube channel? Anyway, Young Ripper 59. Yeah, that's him. He started his own comic book company off the strength of his YouTube subscriber base. You know what I'm saying? And now he is starting his own publishing company. I presented it to them. They're working on it right now. They're doing a review. It's not manga. It's an actual novel. But what I do plan on doing is I want to turn it into a graphic novel, which is like a series of comic books. So it's like a comic book novel. It's a graphic novel. So it's not really manga. Shawa says, if you see JC's storyteller in the chats, he may be able to point you to some better editors. And oh man, thank you, Shawa. I need something, man. But yes, it doesn't hurt to shop it around to multiple people. Yeah, I checked out JC's storyteller's content. It's pretty dope. I like how he does the whole AI thing. I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy yet, but I do want to turn it into a graphic novel though, and do a second edition with a little more polish. Pass Nation says, give us Ryo versus Keyshawn at 140. Ryo stops him. I don't know, man. I don't know if Ryo stops Keyshawn, but that would be a good fight. I don't know if he stops Keyshawn. I think it's going to be a battle. I don't think either one stops either one. I think it might be a split decision. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if Ryo stops him though, Pass Nation. Oh, you started the werewolf series? I used to so basically my book, the book is about you would want to call it a zombie apocalypse book, but they're not zombies, right? They're not zombies. They're not like the traditional zombies. But there's a lot going on. And when I wrote the book, zombies was the big thing. And I love zombie stories. I love stories with zombies in it. And I was like, man, let me do my own little zombie story. So I did one. I appreciate that, Shawa. What is Ryo? What is Ryo doing at 140? Isn't he a champion at 140? He beat Pitbull. What is he doing at 140? I forgot what, honestly. King Fuser says, yeah, I got to get into the AI joints. You can make movies on it. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Anyway, y'all, let me get on out of here, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for all the support. Pass Nation, Shawa, J-Man, King Fuser, Lit House. Even Dead Mike the Troll. Thank you guys for coming through, man. I really appreciate it. AJ Moore. Who else? AJ Moore. Yada. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Thank you to everyone who came through to interact with your boy. I appreciate it. And I thank you guys. And if you guys check out my book, you guys can get it for the free, if you have Kindle. You can get it for the free. Or you can get the paperback. The paperback is like $15. Queen Sister Shower, Queen Sister Cameron was in here. So I appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.